I gotta say, when you first said you had to get a liner, I thought you meant you was like wearing an adult diaper or something. When you said you need a liner, I'm glad that wasn't what it was.
Me too. I'm really glad. Okay. I didn't need to change my liner.
What is it you want me to say again?
Oh, God.
What is it?
This is Paul Thorn, and this is Real Life, Real Music.
This is Paul Thorn, and this is Real Life, Real Music.
Real Life, Real Music Radio with your host, Kyle Hutton.
Thank you. Thanks for being here, Paul. Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover because some of the people in here have been listening to your music for a long time, and then some of the folks, they buy season tickets before they even know who I'm going to bring in here, and so then I've just got one job, and that's bring people that don't suck.
Well, I'm going to do my best.
And so the pressure's high tonight.
I'm going to do my best.
No, Paul has got one of the... I don't know, man. Your story weaves through a lot of different territory, and I want to ask you some questions about it tonight. But I wonder if I could make a request for the first song you play tonight, and you can always tell me no, which you will if you don't want to play it. But you wrote a song called "I'd Rather Be a Hammer Than a Nail."
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd play that song, and then I want to ask you some questions about it.
Well, I have to set it up before I sing it a little bit.
Oh, we'll do it. Yeah, perfect.
How's everybody doing? Great. So glad to be here. In a different career, I used to be a professional boxer, and in 1988, I was a top 10 contender in the world, and I got to fight on national television against the 4-time world champion Roberto Duran. And like most fighters who fought Roberto Duran, I lost. The fight was scheduled for 10 rounds, and I hung with him for 6 rounds, but at the end of the 6th round, the doctor came into the corner, and I had a horrific cut over my eye, and the blood was just hiding my vision. I couldn't see. So they stopped the fight between the 6th and the 7th. But I got some punches in, and I busted his eye open, and I'm happy about that. And I'm probably the only person in this room tonight that can honestly say that they got to ride in the back of an ambulance with Roberto Duran because we had to go get sewed up, both of us did. And he said something to me after the fight that became the title of this song, and here it is. My boss man said you better get to work before I have to let you go. He just walks around and he pays no mind to the sweat dripping off of my nose. But after 12 long years of him dogging me out, there's one thing I've learned well. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? My girlfriend, she went out on me 151 times. At least she was honest enough to admit it when she wasn't too busy lying. But I came to a realization the last time she kicked my tail. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. If you've ever been on the receiving end, then you know what it's like. A losing situation has been the story of my life. But I ain't gonna let it beat me down. Someday I'll prevail. Yes, I will. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. All right. This is that part I was telling y'all about that talks about the fight. I climbed in the ring with Roberto Duran and the punches began to rain down. He hit me with a dozen hard uppercuts and my corner threw in the towel. I asked him why he had to knock me out, and he summed up real well. He said, I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. If you've ever been on the receiving end, then you know what it's like. A losing situation has been the story of my life. But I ain't gonna let it beat me down, and someday I'll prevail. Yes, I will. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. That's it.
Oh man. Okay, so how do you make the shift from being in the top 10 contenders as a fighter to being a singer-songwriter?
Well, you know, I grew up singing in church, and my uncle, who was a pimp, got me involved in boxing. He put me out on the track, as they say. But anyway, just music was always there. And when I had 3 fights after I fought Duran, and I won them all, but I realized at the end of the day, I was good, but I wasn't great. There's a difference. You know, I could hang pretty good, but I couldn't hang at that very top level. So I just started getting back into songwriting and everything. And it's a long story how I got my record deal and got out of the factory. But I got discovered playing in a pizza restaurant in Tupelo. I got discovered by Miles Copeland, who was the manager of Sting and the Police, who got a cassette of mine through a friend. And this guy that manages Sting came to Tupelo, Mississippi to hear me playing in the corner at a pizza restaurant. And I got offered a record deal, and I got offered a publishing deal, and I was able to quit my day job. And growing up a minister's son in the Pentecostal faith, we were not allowed to go to concerts. We couldn't go to concerts because that was secular. So the first concert I ever attended in my life, I was opening for Sting. Yeah. And you know, people say, weren't you nervous? And I don't say this in arrogance, but I wasn't nervous because I grew up singing in church. And so when I went out on the stage, I just looked at it as a larger congregation, you know, and I was real comfortable with that. And I wound up getting a whole tour opening up for Sting. And when the Sting tour went away, this guitar player named Jeff Beck was looking for an opening act, and he heard about me. Wow. And so I got this thing going where I was all these big artists wanted me to open for them, and that's how I got started. I wound up after the Jeff Beck thing, I got a tour with Bonnie Raitt, and wow. I got a tour with Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. And even though the people that came to those concerts didn't come to see me, I could go back into those cities 6 months later and do my own show, and a lot of those people that were there came back to see me. Yeah. And so I built my career on the shoulders of opening up for other artists, and I'll still do that if it's the right artist. But now, you know, I'm not a household name, but I've got a following, you know, pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, I was looking at your schedule. You've got only a handful of Texas dates left this year. You're going to come back. You're going to play Tomball, Texas later in the fall. You got a couple more, and then but you play all the time. You play all over.
Yeah, I do about 150 shows a year. I like coming to Texas. Texas. It's almost like it's not a state. It's like it's a country. You know what I mean? It really is.
We know what you mean.
And it's the only place I've ever went where every hotel you go to, they got the waffles are shaped like Texas.
Okay, I'm going to take you back. Now, you've already introduced a concept that, okay, so your dad was Pentecostal preaching. You learned how to sing in church. But then you had an uncle that had a different profession, and I know that has shaped a couple of songs, why don't you?
Yeah, my father was a preacher, and my uncle really, truly was a pimp. I mean, and I don't say that, I don't glorify being a pimp. I'm not because it's a horrible profession. I mean, it exploits runaway girls. But that's the environment I came up in when I would spend time with my uncle. But believe it or not, I from hanging around my uncle, I learned a lot. I learned about the bright side of life, and I learned about the dark side of life. And there was something I got that was really good from both my father and my uncle. And I got a song. You want to hear it?
I would love to hear it.
This is a song I wrote from my father and my uncle. My daddy had a Cadillac, my uncle drove a Ford. One was Satan's angel and one worked for the Lord. They had some hard-earned wisdom, they both became my teachers. I was a young disciple of pimps and preachers. The school of life was open, each day I went to class. When I didn't pay attention, they kicked me in the ass. They were turning out young bitches and converting non-believers. I was learning from the masters, pimps and preachers. One drugged me through the darkness, one led me to the light. One showed me how to love, one taught me how to fight. I guess you could say I am an overachiever, and I owe a debt of gratitude to pimps and preachers. They kept me under their wings, but when I passed the test, they gave me a pinstripe suit and pushed me from the nest. Now I'm standing on the corner, recruiting hungry seekers. I'm starting a new religion, I call it pimps and preachers. One drugged me through the darkness, one led me to the light. One showed me how to love, one taught me how to fight. I guess you could say I am an overachiever, and I owe a debt of gratitude to pimps and preachers. This is what they told me. You can stand there and do nothing, but if you want to go far, don't try to please everybody and be proud of who you are. Get out there in the game, don't sit up in the bleachers. That is the philosophy of pimps and preachers. One drugged me through the darkness, one led me to the light. One showed me how to love, one taught me how to fight. I guess you could say I am an overachiever, and I owe a debt of gratitude to pimps and preachers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whoa. Which one of them rubbed off on you more?
I got a little of both of it. Yeah. I learned a lot from both of them. I can't say it in just a little brief paragraph, but I really, my takeaway was nobody's all good and nobody's all bad. That's my takeaway right there. And so I try to have what little power I have in life, I like to mix it with mercy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know what you mean. All right, so then I'm going to fast forward from that song and ask you about a song that you just put out. I mean, it's brand new, Paul Thorn. And if I'm guessing, there's a scripture in the Bible. It's always been one of my favorite scriptures that says, "Your life is but a mist in the wind."
It's a vapor.
Yeah. And tell us about that song. And you just put that out. You just put that out recently on your most recent studio album.
It's actually the title of my new record. Yeah.
And it's a great song.
Okay. I'm gonna have to retune my guitar while while I'm telling this, but yeah, of all the people I worked with and got to open up for, my favorite, without any hesitation, was John Prine.
Okay.
I actually got to become friends with him, you know, and he would bring me out, you know, I'd open up for him, and at the end of his shows, he'd always bring me out, and we'd sing a song together. It was really cool. And but one night after I opened for John, dang, I'm gonna have to, this is not what I hoped for. I just broke a string. I'm so sorry, man.
No worries.
Dang, I'm sorry. I'm gonna
problem.
have to.
Oh, you know what? Here, you want this? You want this tuner?
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. All right.
Anyway, after I opened up for John one night, he invited me and these three guys that was sweeping off the stage after the show, these janitor guys. He invited me and these janitors to come to his hotel suite and have some ice cream together. So of course I went, and I was hanging out with my hero, songwriting hero. This is okay. We'll have to edit this show. But anyway, so I went to John's suite and we had some ice creams together. And the next day I was so excited about what had happened, I got on Facebook and told the world, hey y'all, I was eating ice cream with John last night and we had a great time. And right when I posted that post, his manager called my manager and said, take that down immediately. He said, John is a severe diabetic and his wife, Fiona, is going to kill him for eating ice cream. So, and there's also a scripture in the Bible that says life is but a vapor, and it really is short, y'all. But I've made a choice to, instead of dreading death, I'm going to enjoy life. John Prine was eating ice cream at the DoubleTree in Sweet 1019. Don't tell Fiona, she won't understand. Life is a vapor, let's live it while we can. I took mama fishing, put her lunch in a sack. We caught a few brim, but we threw them all back. It don't matter that she don't know who I am. Life is a vapor, let's live it while we can. Every day's a gift, breathe in and hold it. Every day's a gift, it's gone before you know it. Life is just a vapor. Oh, life is just a vapor. Life is just a vapor. Oh, life is just a vapor. Most Sunday evenings, me and my friends get together where the driveway ends. We bring our guitars, we have a little jam. Life is a vapor, let's live it while we can. Every day's a gift, breathe in and hold it. Every day's a gift, it's gone before you know it. Life is just a vapor. Oh, life is just a vapor. Life is just a vapor. Oh, life is just a vapor. These beautiful moments will never come again. Life is a vapor, so let's live The hourglass is running out of sand. Life is a vapor, let's live while we can. Every day's a gift, breathe in and hold it. Every day's a gift, it's gone before you know it. Life is just a vapor. Oh, life is just a vapor. Life is just a vapor. Oh, life is just a vapor. Thank you. Thank you.
Man, yeah. Hold on to that one for a minute. We got, hey, where's Trey Clements, the best guitar maker in all of the state of Texas? Oh, would you give that? And I bet there's a D string in that.
In my case.
Right there that I just made Carter go out and get. All right, so, yeah, Clements Guitars, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Trey Clements right back there. Okay, so Paul, I love how you kind of integrate some of the things that your dad taught you. You know, some of the spiritual things into the songs that you write. Yeah. And you've got one that it's an interesting song. About a young lady named Joanie. And I wonder if you would tell us about Joanie and play that song for us while we're on the spiritual.
Can you tune this while I tell the story?
I can, yes.
Sorry, man. I never break a string. That's just weird. It must be the devil.
Hey, you can turn that still too if you want the short edges on the side.
Okay. There was this girl that lived in the neighborhood I grew up in. Her family was all Jehovah's Witness. And before I go any further with this, I don't have anything against the Jehovah's Witness. God bless them. They're wonderful people. Sometimes they're the only people that will talk to you. If you can't get a Jehovah's Witness to talk to you, you might want to work on your social skills because they're very accessible. They will follow you. Anyway. But anyway, my friend, when she left home at the age of 18, she got a job working in a convenience store. And she learned real quick how hard it was to pay your bills with a minimum wage check. So she came to my house in tears. She said, Paul, I can't make it on this salary at the convenience store. I don't want to go back and live with Mama and them. I want to show them I can do this. How can I make some extra money? So I gave her some advice on how to make some extra money. And I made this song out of it. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see, where did I do my pick? This is not my night. I got it. Stripper. dancing. She wore a blonde wig, he had sunglasses. When she got naked, he started clapping. For Joanie, that Jehovah Witness stripping, put $1 in her G-string and she'll deliver. If her daddy only knew, he'd probably kill her. Joanie, the Jehovah Witness stripper. If you ask her why she does it, she looks at it this way. She says, I'm counting my blessings every night when I get paid. She once lived in poverty and now everything's alright. The Lord showed her how to make $1,000 a night. Joanie, the Jehovah Witness stripper, put $1 in her G-string and she'll deliver. If her daddy only knew, he'd probably kill her. Joanie, the Jehovah Witness stripper.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that last E string goes the opposite way.
Y'all saw that?
Yeah, kind of clever.
I like it.
Are y'all doing okay out there? Everybody good so far? Okay, so Paul, I know that one of the things that has happened for you as you've been out, playing shows and building your following all around the country and all around the world, you as a songwriter have had some songs recorded by other artists.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, one of my favorite bands when I was going to school here and learning to play guitar was some of the early Sawyer Brown stuff.
Yeah, Sawyer Brown cut 8 or 9 of my songs.
Oh, tell us about some of those and maybe pick one of them.
Well, okay. I wrote a song. Well, my dad has a statue of Jesus in his yard. It weighs 800 pounds. It's a huge concrete statue, and I wrote this song just called 800-Pound Jesus. It just kind of came to me. And Sawyer Brown recorded it, and it got Christian Country Song of the Year.
Come on.
And it really did. I'm not kidding. So I'll sing it. I saw a garage sale pulled up in the yard. Found a statue of Jesus that was 8 feet tall. He held out his arms and he seemed all alone. So I loaded him up and I drove him home. Out by my driveway he looks down the street. Long hair and sandals made of rebar and concrete. I painted him white with a long purple robe. He's the rock of ages on a gravel road. He's an 800-pound Jesus, standing taller than a tree. He's an 800-pound Jesus, a bigger man than you or me. I thought losing my job was the end of the world, till my best pal ran off with my best girl. I felt suicidal with no real friends, so I walked outside with a rope in my hand. Out by that statue there's a big oak tree, so I stood on his shoulders and I counted to 3. I had every intention of buying the farm, but when I jumped off, he caught me in his arms. He's an 800-pound Jesus, standing taller than a tree. He's an 800-pound Jesus, a bigger man than you or me. I wanted to return the favor to him, I've never had a more solid friend. So I planted some flowers all around his feet, and I bought him a flock of ceramic sheep. He's an 800-pound Jesus, standing taller than a tree. He's an 800-pound Jesus, a bigger man than you or me. He's a bigger man than you or me.
Yeah. Oh man. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing good, man.
All right.
You know, for somebody that failed the 6th grade, I did all right.
Okay, Tupelo, Mississippi. Growing up in the birthplace of Elvis Presley. Tell us about Tupelo. Tell us about growing up there.
Well, you know, Tupelo is where Elvis was born, and a lot of the older people there, you know, they like went to school with him in elementary school. And this one lady I know, she's an old lady that works the front desk at the hospital, but her claim to fame is when she was a teenager, she was really hot. You know, she's really pretty and everything. And Elvis was riding through Tupelo incognito. Just because that's something he did, and he saw her walking down the street, and he found, because he was Elvis, he found out a way to contact her, and he invited her to come and see him at Graceland, and she went, and how do I say this? They did it in the Jungle Room, and she's. I've been telling her, you got to make up some shirts that says, I did it with Elvis in the Jungle Room. I'd buy a whole dozen of them. But anyway, there's all kinds of stories. Everybody knew Elvis. He was just another person in town. But, you know, he became one of the most famous people that ever lived, you know. Yeah. But I like Tupelo. I do. Don't hardly ever play there, though. I haven't played my hometown in probably 5 years.
Really?
Yeah. Prophet's never heard in his hometown, you know.
That's scriptural right there. Okay, so burn down the trailer park.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You tell us about that one and play that one?
Yeah. Okay. I lived in a trailer, and I left home at the age of 18, and I borrowed $6,000 for this beat up trailer. And my payments was $327 a month. And I was working in the factory, and it had some orange shag carpet that smelled like cat pee from the previous owner. But I loved it. And I got hooked up with this beautiful blonde, and she moved in with me. And it was going so good. It was a dream come true. I had a good-looking woman on some shag carpet, barefoot. And anyway, but it was going really well until she hired this guy to mow our grass that looked exactly like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I should have never allowed that boy on our yard. Actually, this song got recorded by Billy Ray Cyrus. I borrowed some money and sold my car. I put an Airstream trailer up on blocks. That satellite dish was my first mistake. She started watching Oprah Winfrey and Ricky Lake. She cut me down to once a week. At supper time there wasn't nothing to eat. I was paranoid and scared to death. She came home with Aquavelva on her breath. Burn down the trailer park, shoot the pink flamingos out in the yard. I can't live here since you broke my heart. I'm gonna burn down the trailer park. When I first wrote this song, I said in the first verse that she cut me down to once a week. Well, my friends, after 25 years of marriage, once a week is awesome. jokes are the funniest when they're true. She hired the neighbor's son to cut our grass. She gave him cold iced tea and a piece of pie. My landlord came while I was out of town. Our pipes got fixed and the rent went down. We fell asleep with the late show on, and now it's 3 a.m. I wake up and she's gone. I got a strong suspicion she's at it again, and since I don't know which trailer she's in, I'm gonna find down the trailer park to shoot the pink flamingos out in the yard. I can't live here since you broke my heart. I'm gonna burn down the trailer park. Dr. Phil don't understand. Dr. Oz don't understand. Maury Povich sure don't understand. I got a can of gas and I'm a dangerous man. I'm gonna burn down the trailer park to shoot the pink flamingos out in the yard. I can't live here since you broke my heart. I'm gonna burn down the trailer park. Burn down the trailer park.
I think we got you ready.
All right.
You can have your baby back. You're an E standard.
Thank you, Ricky Martin. I love that guy. What?
Kyle, the invoice.
Thank you so much. That was so nice. Oh, thank you so much, man.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so one of the first songs, you played this song the first time that we ever did this show. And so I'm going to ask you if you still play it. If you don't, that's okay. But I just love the song because it was so simple. And what I think is one of the coolest things about Paul is obviously he can make us belly laugh, right? But then there's also the songs like Vapor that just speak some kind of a, truth that we need to be reminded of. And then one of the relationship songs that I think is just one of the coolest songs of yours is called "If I Can Get Over You."
Oh,
Do you
like
still
that
know
one?
that? Dude,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
know that
great
one.
song.
Thank
It's
you.
it's an awesome song.
Okay, I'll do that one.
Tell us about it. And play
Okay,
it.
well, I fell in love for the first time when I was 10 years old, and we're not together anymore. She had one of her friends call me on the phone. She didn't even call me herself. She had a friend call me and break up with me. And when I heard the sad news, I ran into my room, and I collapsed crying on my Planet of the Apes sheets. And we all got somebody from our past that we used to be in love with, but today if we saw them in Walmart, we would duck down the other aisle and act like we didn't see them. I had a puppy love crush when I was 10 years old. Her name was Lisa Janine. She lived across the road. I caught her with a Cub Scout and a little blue hat. They were pushing each other on a swing out back. I remember how it almost killed me. How could she do me like that? I never thought I'd be the same, but now I look back and I laugh. If I can get over her, I can get over you. It's just gonna take some time. These things, they always do. Even though she left scars on my heart, time has healed the wounds. If I can get over her, I can get over you. I took my high school sweetheart to the senior prom. She went off to college and I stayed on the farm. I had a broken heart and some fences to mend. I knew I'd never hold her again, but I saw her today in the paper, smiling in her wedding dress. So I sent her a card and a blender, and I wished her all the best. If I can get over her, I can get over you. It's just gonna take some time. These things, they always do. Even though she left scars on my heart, time has healed the wounds. If I can get over her, I can get over you.
Yeah, man, I love that song. That's a great song. All right. Okay, before I forget to do it, Paul, I need to get a liner for the opening of the radio show. So if you'll say, this is Paul Thorn, and this is real life, real music. Okay. And then you guys are going to go nuts, okay? And I'll go like this when it's time to stop.
Well, I got to say, when you first said you had to get a liner, I thought you meant you was like wearing an adult diaper or something. When you said you need a liner, I'm glad that wasn't what it was.
Me too. I'm really glad. Okay. I didn't need to change my liner.
What is it you want me to say again?
Oh, God.
What is it?
This is Paul Thorn, and this is real life, real music.
This is Paul Thorn, and this is real life, real music.
Perfect. That was great. That was great. Okay. So, man. Okay. I want to ask you about another song that the first time I heard it, I thought it was so funny. And I took it home and I played it for my wife, and she said, "What are you trying to say?" And it was a song about a dog on a leash. Oh, do you remember which song I'm talking about?
I know that one. Yeah, I know. I want me to sing that one. Okay,
I think.
All right.
I think you should, since my wife's here.
Okay, this song is for all the married folks. It's the greatest song you have ever heard, and I'm not joking. I got lucky on my birthday. My wife reluctantly let me have my way. She said, "This is for you. Do what you must do. Let me know when you're through." I thought things would change when we tied the knot, but the life I dreamed of ain't what I got. When she says no, she means no. Hell no. I couldn't get laid when I was single. If you threw me in a woman's prison, I am the poster child for total rejection. Celibacy is a cross that I must carry. I couldn't get laid when I was single, so I guess I'll just stay married. I get frustrated when I sing this song because anybody that could write a song this great should be playing in a larger venue than a bunch of couches in a bar. Whew. This last verse, it speaks to all the men. And on the last chorus, I'm gonna bring out my surprise backup singer. I've got a bulldog, he lives on a chain. I know what he's going through, I feel his pain. He don't have no fun on that doggy run, he never gets none. He's got potential if he could get free, but he's on a short leash, just like me. He goes through life with hungry eyes, watching bitches go by. I couldn't get laid when I was single. If you threw me in a woman's prison, he's in a prison. I am the poster child for total rejection. He's so pitiful. Celibacy is a cross that I must carry. You ain't getting none. I couldn't get laid when I was single, so I guess I'll just stay married.
Oh, man.
You know where to go from there.
Don't need to go home.
That was the climax. That was the climax.
That's for sure. Wow. All right. Man. I'll let you pick one. I've been asking you. I've been telling you where to go. Why don't you pick a song you want to play for us?
Well, I've had a few Texas artists have recorded my songs. That's pretty cool. Jerry Jeff Walker cut one of my songs. I'm real proud of that. And I'm gonna sing the song that Jerry Jeff cut. On a black and white TV back in grammar school, I was watching Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. That same day I pretended I was an astronaut on the playground monkey bars. I flew above the stars. I was in a Dallas disco the night John Lennon died. The DJ played Imagine and everybody cried. I remember 1,000 lighters held up in our hands. All we were saying was, let's give peace a chance. But where was I when you stopped loving me? When did I become history? There's not many things that escape my memory. Tell me, where was I when you stopped loving me? Every 20,000 years that comet lights up the night. On a blanket we watched it sail across the sky. Forgot my words, huh? I'm gonna do that verse again. I have dementia. Every 20,000 years that comet lights up the night. On a blanket we watched it sail across the sky. I'm gonna have to abandon that one, y'all. It was good though, I promise you.
That was great. That was great.
Wait a minute, here, I got it. That mamba. Okay. On a black, every 20,000 years that come and lights up the night. On a blanket we watched it sail across the sky. A moment like that comes just once in life. We made love for the first time at 11:35. That's it. Where was I when you stopped loving me? When did I become his story? There's not many things that escape my memory. Tell me where was I when you stopped loving me? I remember when I met you, the taste of our first kiss. I remember your goodbye, but could you tell me this? Where was I when you stopped loving me? When did I become his story? There's not many things that escape my memory. Tell me where was I when you stopped loving me? Where was I when you stopped loving me? Sorry, I messed up.
Yeah.
I just went blank there for a minute.
Man, are y'all having a good time tonight so far? Is everybody good? Okay, good. Okay, so let's talk about the new project again for a minute. And there's an interesting song title. I mean, you have some of the most interesting song titles, I think.
Okay.
Chicken Wing.
Okay, yeah.
Tell me about Chicken Wing.
Okay, well, I got the idea for the song. I'm friends with this old man back in Tupelo where I live. He's 80 years old, and his job is he's a Walmart greeter. He stands there and says, hello, come on in. He shows you where the carts are. But in his younger days, he was a criminal, and he did time in prison, and he was a pimp like my uncle was. I actually met him my uncle introduced me to him. He had a lot of pimp friends, you know. But anyway, his pimp name was Chicken Wing. Yeah. And so he'd tell me all these stories about his life, his colorful past. And so this is some of the stories he told me right here. The song is called Chicken Wing. I ran a scam on Sugar Sam. We said we'd meet in Birmingham. I took the cash, skipped out of town. He wants to put me in the ground. I saw a girl on Bourbon Street with pretty eyes and dirty feet. I let her in my Cadillac. I put her out on the track. A Chicken Wing was my pimpin' name. Back in the day, I played the game. That was long ago, now I ain't the same. Chicken Wing was my pimpin' name. The police stormed into my house. They found some drugs under my couch. I tried to say it wasn't mine. I went to jail, I did my time. Chicken Wing was my pimpin' name. Back in the day, I played the game. That was long ago, now I ain't the same. Chicken Wing was my pimpin' name. I'm in the winter of my life. I love my dog, I like my wife. I I sweep the floor. I keep a 12 gauge behind the door. The chicken wing was my pimpin' name. Back in the day, I played the game. That was long ago, now I ain't the same. Chicken wing was my pimpin' name. Chicken wing was my pimpin' name. That's it.
Does he like tell you a new story every time you go to Walmart?
He repeats the same stories, I'm afraid. Yeah, he's a good guy.
All right. So you like tonight you actually named more names of the people that you've opened for than I'd heard before in the past. So, I mean, you've opened for a lot of folks that have that played really big shows. What's like the biggest audience you ever played in front of? And like, did you ever get nervous? You said you didn't get nervous that first Sting concert.
No, I didn't really get nervous. I was prepared because growing up in church, I was just used to being in front of people. It didn't bother me. But the biggest tour I was ever on was I was opening act for Toby Keith when he was like at his biggest time, And Toby cut one of my songs, and I got to be friends with him and everything.
Which one did he cut?
He cut a song called "Double Wide Paradise."
Okay.
And it was his lowest charting single. Yeah. I think it went to like number 16. Yeah, he usually goes to number 1, Oh well.
Oh. Okay. All right. I anytime I sit up here with Paul, like I can try to be as prepared as I want to be, and it just all goes out the window because it's a lot of fun. Okay. Well, take us back. Like, is there? Because I know you've cut gospel records.
Yeah.
One of my family's favorite records that you ever cut was a record called "Too Blessed to Be Stressed." I mean, do yourself a favor. I mean, once you leave here, for those of you that are like getting your first introduction to Paul Thorn, first off, he hardly ever plays acoustic shows, so we're getting to kind of hear the songs the way they were shaped. And he's got an amazing band and plays all over the country, all over the world with his band. You need to go listen to the studio versions of these songs, and I would recommend a record called "Too Blessed to Be Stressed," which is just an amazing record. But you've done a lot of gospel related stuff because of your background. Pick something that means something to you in the spiritual realm and play it for us.
All right. Here's one I've been singing a long time. Troubles come and I can't find an answer. Lonely nights I spend in agony. I have no other friend that I can turn to. So here I am, Lord, asking on my knees. It's me again, Lord. I've got a prayer that needs an answer. It's me again, Lord. I've got a problem I can't solve. Now I don't mean to worry you, but here I am facing something new, and I need help that only comes from you. I know you're mighty busy up in heaven, forming worlds and hanging stars that shine. But you promised if I'd ask that I'd receive it. So here I am, Lord, asking one more time. It's me again, Lord. I've got a prayer that needs an answer. It's me again, Lord. I've got a problem I can't solve. Now I don't mean to worry you, but here I am facing something new, and I need help that only comes from you. Yes, I need help that only comes from you. That's an old one.
Yeah. I love that one. Okay. So while we're talking about church stuff, you know, I went to a little, for most of my life, I was part of a little Southern Baptist congregation. And it was always, as a kid, it was always exciting when the puppet ministry was going to come.
Oh, yeah.
And put on a show.
Yeah.
And I mean, you pretty much just, you know, I don't know, somehow perverted all of my memories of puppets
Really?
in the most recent song that you wrote and put on your new record.
Okay, I got that one. When I was a little boy going to a Pentecostal church, we had this evangelist that would come to our church about once a year. Her name was Geraldine, and her ministry was she had a ventriloquist doll that would sit on her lap, and she would talk about Jesus and witness to the children because it would hold their attention, you know. And I was mesmerized. I was like 10 years old. And as time passed, I always wondered, you know, when I became a man the age I am now, I always wondered what their private life was like, you know. When Geraldine and Ricky was together, what would they talk about, you know, and how did they get along, you know, and everything. And anyway, so I had been wanting to write a song about a toxic female that's bad news and that treats her partner, and he's a dummy basically, and he gets manipulated. He can't ever say what he wants to say. He has to say what she wants him to say, and that's kind of like a lot of the marriages in this room tonight. The only thing. And I tried to find out some stuff about her, and the only thing I found was on YouTube. The highlight of her career was she was on the Bill Gaither Gospel Hour. Have y'all heard of that? Mm-hmm. It's like the biggest gospel show in the world, but she was on it, and that was her peak, I think. And so, but anyway, I love Geraldine and Ricky. That's the name of the song. His name was Ricky, by the way. Okay, here's called Geraldine and Ricky. He lives in a box by the VCR. Every weekend she puts him in the car, spreading good news, going church to church. A ventriloquist duo doing the Lord's work. She pulls him out of a burlap sack. She puts her right hand behind his back, throwing her voice while pulling on a cord, telling clean jokes and teaching about the Lord. Geraldine and Ricky went together like Bobby and Whitney. A one-man woman and a head made of hickory. Geraldine and Ricky. They made one appearance on the Bill Gaither show. They did a whole set and then he let them go. They're on the CD reunion number 9. They got them a lawyer, but they never saw a dime. Geraldine and Ricky went together like Bobby and Whitney. A one-man woman and a head made of hickory. Geraldine and Ricky. Little Ricky Ricky sure was hard to console when he found out he didn't have a soul. Geraldine married a rich dying man. She threw poor Ricky in a garbage can. Geraldine and Ricky went together like Bobby and Whitney. A one-man woman and a head made a hickory. Geraldine and Ricky. A nice old lady found Ricky in the trash. She gave him love and a place to crash. Geraldine's karma came down like rain. Her hair fell out and she went insane. Geraldine and Ricky went together like Bobby and Whitney. A one-man woman and a head made a hickory. Geraldine and Ricky. Geraldine and Ricky.
Oh my goodness. That's just funny. Geraldine and Ricky.
It describes most marriages.
My wife's here, so I'm gonna just let you say that. Man. So, like, do you write a song like that and then go into the kitchen and go, honey, listen, listen to this. Yeah,
all the time.
Is she like a good critic? Yeah, like
yeah, she is. She is. In fact, that's going to segue this song I'm fixing to sing.
All right.
It's normal when you live with somebody all the time. You're gonna get into arguments, and you're gonna lash out at each other over the most silly stuff, you know. And none of us are exempt from that. But if you love the person you're with, you'll take a little break, and then you'll come back, and y'all get back on track. And that's just the way it goes. And so I was writing this song I was playing around with it in our living room. And my wife started harmonizing with me. She liked it. And so I got her to sing harmony with me on my record. And she and I sang this song together on the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. She had never sang anywhere in her life except church, and she got to sing with me at the Opry. That was pretty cool. Well, here's a song that all y'all can relate to. Before that slamming door ain't nothing new. You'll stay with a friend. I'll pour some gin to forget you. We both tried to move on, but we don't stay gone too long. We're just breaking up for good again. It's over, but it never ends. We both want out, then we both want in. We're just breaking up for good again. Tears and pride are hard to hide. I lost my cool. I said some hurtful things I did not mean. I was a fool. I know we need some space. I'll call you in a couple days. We're just breaking up for good again. It's over, but it never ends.
great song. It's a great song. All right. Can I play one for you, Paul?
I would love that.
So, first off, if you if you go to Paul's Instagram, you will see that Paul runs a lot. You run a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you run a lot. Yeah. You'll see that, and you'll also see that you've got an interesting hobby of lots of like arts and crafts. I mean,
Yeah, I do. I've always enjoyed doing artwork.
yeah, you got to go check it out. I mean, Paul has some pretty interesting. It's kind of like, you know, Andy Warhol Trailer Park
I'll take that.
kind of, you know, collages of
Yeah,
things.
just
And
do it for fun.
Yeah.
Everybody needs something. Everybody needs something they can do just for them, and that's me.
I love it. My wife's thing, and if you go to my Instagram today, you can see my wife. Her garden is really taken off. She's a couple years into this now, and is quite the gardener. And in fact, she just spent most of dinner talking with your tour manager about gardening.
I noticed that it took them a while to get here. What's going on?
I don't know. I just told her we've got a deal. If she's got a boyfriend, he has to contribute. So I don't know that Paul Thorn's tour manager is going to keep you in the level you're accustomed to. I'm not sure. But
You can't lose something you never had.
I need to just shut up and play a song, I think. You know, Tara loves to garden and loves to grow things, and we've got two little girls that are part of our family that love to pick things, and sometimes that's good because sometimes they can go into the garden and they can help her pick some stuff. But one time, the girls decided that they would pick all of the camellia blooms off of Tara's favorite trees right by the doors at our old house. And you know, camellia trees, they bloom for a couple weeks, one time a year. And the girls picked every bud off right before they were about to bloom and thought they had done a good thing. But Mom told them they had not. They did. And that's what I wrote this song about right here. So. I knew it was a good one when I pulled into the drive. Camellia blooms and tears after sight, and two little sets of hands with work left to be done, and a harvest of your efforts would take a year to be undone. Well, let's go on in the kitchen and we'll put some supper on. And that little in the pantry takes a lot of being gone. And no matter what we're having, you know someone will complain. And we'll just roll your eyes while I think about the day when we finally have the freedom that we planned for all our lives, and a sink with fewer dishes and less clothes to wash and dry, and a quiet conversation won't be quite as hard. There'll be money in your pocketbook and flowers in the yard. No more wood floors creaking above us in the middle of the night. And no more I had a bad dream and she started the fight. And the only midnight waking be from the sounds that I don't hear, and the wondering that's gonna move in when they leave us here. And we finally have the freedom that we planned for all our lives, and a sink with fewer dishes and less clothes to wash and dry, and a quiet cup of coffee won't be quite as hard. There'll be money in your pocketbook and flowers in the yard. Yeah, we'll finally have the freedom that we planned for all our lives, and a sink with fewer dishes and less clothes to wash and dry, and a quiet conversation won't be quite as hard. There'll be money in your pocketbook and flowers in the yard. Money in your pocketbook, flowers in the yard.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Solid.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do. Thank you for reminding me.
I thought maybe you
Yeah,
forgot.
no, I actually did. See, look at that. You watching that. You got my back. All right, so real quick, right out front, I mean, a guy, Dave Clements has been, and if you are a musician in Houston, Texas, or the surrounding area, then you know Dave Clements. Dave Clements, he took pictures for me on some of my very first records that I made, and I said, what do I owe you, Dave? And he said, when you're famous, just pay me whatever you can pay me. And so he still shows up to see if anybody's at the shows to see if I'm famous and if I'm ever going to be able to pay him. But no, Dave has helped so many musicians be able to make the product that they need to make to get things started, and because that's just kind of the guy he is. And he teamed up with Kevin Black, who you got the Black brothers, Kevin, Bryan, and Clint. Kevin Black had a daughter that had Rett syndrome and passed away from that. And they decided that they wanted to get together and do something to help families of girls suffering from Rett syndrome. And so they put together the Raising a Hand series. And Dave has taken pictures everywhere, all around the world. He's got, I don't know, billboards hanging on the side of NRG, pictures of Alan Jackson for the Houston Rodeo, and in the books that he has out front, they've got 3 volumes of Raising a Hand, and I mean, it has thousands of pictures of artists that they have taken photos of, from big venues to small venues like we're in tonight. Paul's in 2 of the books. My parents finally thought I made something out of myself in the music business when they saw volume 1, because they put my picture right next to Don Williams. Come on. You just got to know people, and that kind of stuff can happen. So this is an amazing coffee table picture book series, and I'm proud to say that in the 3rd volume, we were asked to do basically a section on the history of real life room music. So you can read about some of the shows that we've had with some of the guys that aren't around anymore, like Billy Joe Shaver and Hal Ketchum, and hear some of my memories about that. What they're doing tonight is, if you will buy a set of all 3, you can get this for $150. They've got them out there, they're packaged, they're ready to go, and 100% of the proceeds goes to Raising a Hand, which helps families with girls with Rett syndrome. And for those of you, I mean, we have a opportunity to basically participate as a sponsor, where you can buy a certain number of books for a certain amount of money, and they will give it out. They'll give it out to families that suffer from Rett syndrome. They'll give it out to veterans. They'll give it out to musicians in the community. Stop by the booth out there and talk to Dave Clements. You'll be glad that you met him. Pick up these books, support their cause, and Dave, thanks for everything you do for the girls with Rett syndrome and everything that you do for all of us in the music business. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that reminder. All right. Have y'all had a good time tonight? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I want, Paul, we got 2 more songs, and you got to pick what you want to do. You pick what you want to play, and first off, I want to tell you, Paul sent his band home from Austin, Texas yesterday. He's been on the road, away from his family for 10 days. He added this night so he could come hang out with us here tonight at Herschel's. So, Paul, thank you for making this happen and coming and doing this with us.
All right, thank you. All right. I'm gonna do 2 songs. This one right here, I wrote this song when I saw my mom and dad starting to get older and their health's failing, you know, and it's just a cycle of life. And but you know, everybody in this room is dealing with something. Everybody in this room's got a struggle of some sort. But I tell you what, if you have somebody that you love that will hold your hand like these people right here, you can tell they're in love and they're together. It's wonderful. Or maybe it's just a tender hookup. I don't know. But either way, they're excited to be together. Anyway, but seriously, we're all, you know, we all are struggling with something. It's just the way life is. And I wrote this song. It's on my new album. It started out I wrote this song for my parents, but it's also for everyone.
There's a place in my heart only
mountain up ahead is just a hill. Old melodies bring back precious memories. We used to say we've only just begun. Amazing Grace used to be our favorite song, but now is We Shall Overcome. Oh, now is We Shall Overcome.
Yeah. Man, that's great. All right, real quick, before Paul finishes off, I want to say thank you again to our co-presenters. Thank you, Lake Walk, Destination Bryan, Stella Hotel. Let's give them a round of applause for coming alongside us here to make the Stella sessions happen. And my friends that couldn't be here tonight, CC Creations, man, do we see them everywhere in the music business. It's really an honor to know that their headquarters is right here in Bryan, Texas. They do so much for the music industry to keep us running up and down the road with hats and shirts. And, you know, with the way streaming music goes now, it's just a different landscape. And without the help from CC Creations, a lot of artists wouldn't be able to make it up and down the road. And then last but not least, all my friends from Blue Forge Alliance, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show tonight. Blue Forge is really on the forward edge out there of making sure that we get to do what we're doing tonight, sit right here in a nice, safe place and feel like, you know, man, that we live here in a free country and that we're taken care of. So thank you guys for everything that you do to make sure the Navy has what they need in order to do their job. And we really appreciate you guys stepping up and being partners with us. So to all of my sponsors and friends, I hope you've had a great time tonight. Thank you for being here. And Paul, thank you, brother. This is always so much fun. Thank you for being here.
I always enjoy spending some time with you, man. I really do.
Well, what you going to close us out with tonight?
I'm going to close out with a sing-along. Y'all can sing on the chorus and be on the radio. The chorus, all it says is everything's going to be all right. That's it. So be ready. Fried chicken and mama's cornbread. I got a V8 Ford that's cherry. I heard a little voice inside my head. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everybody sing. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Riding on the back of a dragonfly with Mississippi moonshine in my eye. I'm sailing home on southern skies. Everything gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everybody sing. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. I saw the devil down in Mexico. He was rolling bones at the Texaco. He handed me the dice, but I said no. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Y'all can sing a little bit louder now. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. I got a front row seat at the apocalypse. with a chili cheese dog and a bag of chips. All the women in heaven got hula girl hips. Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Yes, I do believe everything gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Now y'all gonna solo, come on.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Alright.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Thorn.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kyle. You have a wonderful show. I wish you much success.